Hey folks, Todd here. Today we're going to show you how to install the flush mount LED taillights from Oracle on our Ford Bronco. We'll be covering how to replace factory halogen taillights as well as factory LED taillights. The tools I'll be using for this installation are an electric impact driver with extension, 10mm and 8mm sockets, a Phillips head screwdriver, a fastener removal tool, and diagonal clippers. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so here we are on the driver's side of the Bronco. We're in the rear. We've got the tailgate open. We've got to remove 3 push pins from this position right here. What we want to do is we're going to remove those with a Phillips head screwdriver, but I don't recommend using anything like an impact driver or a screw gun because you don't want to strip those out. And it's 2 pieces on this push pin, so what we're going to do is take our Phillips head screwdriver and insert it in. And as we spin it, we're also going to kind of hold the base of the push pin. That way it can unscrew. Now you can either pry that out with a fastener removal tool, or once it gets about this point right here, you can just kind of pull it out with your fingers. All right, now coming around to this side of the fender, if you have a factory fender, there's actually a little lever that's inside that you can just kind of turn, and that loosens up the factory fender so you can pull it out. This is an aftermarket fender, so to do the same thing, I've just pulled out the first 3 screws hold into position. That way I can pull it out. The reason why we're doing this is because we have to free up the fender so we can remove this trim piece. So now that I've got this freed up, I'll be able to come over here, pry this loose. We've got a couple of push pin fasteners that are in here. Once this is pried loose, we can go up into here and pop this loose and pull this trim piece out. Now you're going to want to go between the painted trim piece and the black plastic back here. Just twist and pop it loose. Next we can come back here. We're going to kind of want to reach up in here and start prying that loose. It's actually snapped in right along here. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to pry from back here out. It's attached right along here, so we're going to pop that out. So I'm just going to use my pry tool with a rag so I don't scratch anything up. Kind of work it behind there and pop it out. There we go. Okay, next what we're going to do is use a 10mm to remove this bolt right here that actually holds the factory light into this bracket. And then also down here, we've got another bolt we're going to remove with a 10mm. That will loosen up this piece and we'll be able to pop out this whole trim piece away. It might be helpful also when we pop this out to use a pry bar to pop it loose. Okay, now that our trim piece is removed, it's going to expose a couple of bolts. These are the last 2 bolts that are physically holding this in. We're going to go ahead and remove those with an 8mm. All right, now my bolt is back in here. I'm going to go ahead and wiggle this free, catch the bolt. Now we can go ahead and depress this, and this whole piece will slide off of the plug. All right, now we can go ahead and bring this over to our table. Okay, so here we have both of our units. This is our factory takeoff unit. This is our replacement unit. So you can tell this one is definitely the flush mount and this one pokes way far out. This is the bottom of the housing, just like this is the bottom over here. What we want to do is first focus up on the top of the housing. Notice we've got a clip here. We need to transfer that clip to this location over here. So let me turn this over and show you how this is going to come off. This is kind of a little bit spring loaded. So what you want to do is take something and slide it underneath this portion of the clip because it has some teeth in there. So if you're not careful with this, you're going to sling this across the room. So we're just going to lift it up and pull it right out. Now I also like to kind of squeeze back down on it a little bit and make sure that that is nice and tight. And we're just going to rotate it over to this unit and push it in place all the way down. And now that clip has been transferred. Now also, this is a LED factory unit. If you have the LED factory unit, you do not need the resistor. So we're going to disconnect this. If this was halogen, we would leave this connected. And there's a couple of other steps we're going to go over in a minute. But I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this and set this off to the side. So just push up on that clip and it pulls right apart. Also, let me point out, this just on the driver's side, this is the driver's side, so only on the driver's side unit, we've also got a couple of rubber bumpers that are kind of taped in place and shipping. That way they don't fall out. So before we go ahead and put this together, we want to make sure that that stays in place and doesn't fall out. So now I'm going to go ahead and set this to the side. If you have a factory halogen unit, this is how you're going to configure your resistor. If you notice on the resistor, you got a couple of holes. What we're going to do is from our kit, take one of our small screws, go into the hole. Best to kind of hold on to that with a Phillips head screwdriver. Line that up to one of the holes in our bracket. Then take one of our nylock nuts from the kit. And we're going to line that up to the screw. And then go ahead and line up the other one. Once you got them both lined up, you can go ahead and tighten both of them down. And then once we have both the screws set in place, we're also going to take one of our clips. Now, whenever you slide the clip in place, make sure you don't slide it up top. We want to slide it from the bottom. That way we can clip on to the sheet metal on the opposite side. So that's how it needs to be configured. And obviously, if you've got the halogen unit from the factory, these need to be connected before we go forward. I've got this disconnected because we've got LED. We're not going to be using that. So we're going to go ahead and hook this up, and then I'll show you where this would be installed if you have the halogen unit. Okay, so now here is our trim piece. We do need to make a slight modification to this before it goes back on. So let's go ahead and flip it over. I'm going to show you what we're going to focus on. You'll notice we've got a little hole that's right here. This is where the push pins come through. This little fin is going to be in the way, so we're going to need to remove a little bit of that fin. What we're going to do is just take some clippers, get down kind of towards the base of it, and squeeze and just clip that out. There we go. And now we can go ahead and put that in. Okay, so here is our new Oracle unit. We're going to go ahead and plug that in to the factory harness. It only goes in one way. So slide that in there, and that's going to tuck up this way. Now what we want to do, make sure that we still have our rubber sleeves attached in these locations. This piece right here is going to slide to the inside. So let's go ahead and line this up into position. right, now we're going to go ahead and loosely attach our factory hardware to these locations using an 8mm. And we'll also take our 10mm and go in from the side and just get that attached for right now. We don't want to tighten it up just yet. We're going to tighten these up first. We can go ahead and tighten these down. And we'll tighten down our 10. All right, now we can move forward from here since we have the LED factory setup. If you had the halogen factory setup, what we would do is your resistor would be hanging out right here. So what you would do is take the resistor with the clip, line the clip up to this hole and slide it in place just like so. And then that would be all connected right there. Since we don't have the factory halogen, we've got the LED, we don't need to worry about the resistor. We can move forward to reinstalling our trim piece. All right, now we're going to go ahead and reinstall our trim piece. Now keep in mind, this right here is going to slide in between our housing and this piece here. Also, we've got these 3 clips and pegs. They're going to line up to the holes in our new housing. And then this down here is going to line up to our hole for our bolt with a 10mm head. So go ahead and slide that up and pop it in. We're going to go ahead and line up our factory bolt down here. Once we get lined up, we can tighten that down with a 10mm. And now we can put our trim piece back on down here. All right, now to reattach this trim piece, the best way to do that is go ahead and pull back our fender flare again and start with this corner. We're going to work that kind of down into that wedged area. And then this has to snap in right up in here. So we're going to line that up. It's best to get that pushed all the way down into that wedge. And then snap that in. Next, we can go ahead and kind of pull this to line up to those holes and snap that in place. And that's on. Okay, we went ahead and reattached the fender. Of course, if you've got the factory fender, you're gonna use the lever. We had the aftermarket fender, so we reinstalled those 3 screws. Next, we're gonna go ahead and reinstall our push pin fasteners. Those go in a lot easier than they came out. We're just gonna push them in and then push in the center piece. All right, now repeat the same process for installing the light on the passenger side. If your factory taillights were halogen, then it's a simple plug and play. Just make sure you have that resistor installed and you are all done. Everything will work fine. If your factory taillights were LED, you will make sure you do not have the resistor installed, but you have one more step. Now, there is a popular program called Forscan that you will need to have installed on a laptop. Then you will also need an OBD2 interface. These are very readily available all over the place. This end is going to plug in underneath your steering wheel into your OBD2 harness. And then this end right here is going to plug into your laptop. Then we use the Forscan software to turn on the features of your new taillights. And I'm gonna let JP from Oracle walk you through that process.
And now we're going to jump into the Forscan software and show you exactly what you need to change. All right, so we've connected to our Bronco and loaded up Forscan. We're going to go ahead and go to configuration and programming. We're going to find the non-as-built version of the body control module, and we're going to hit play. We're going to let that run. So the first setting that we're looking for is going to be left rear, stop and position lamp usage. We're gonna hit edit. We're gonna change that to stop and turn. Then for left rear turn lamp usage, we're gonna change that to not used. And we're gonna look for the rear LED turn outage. This needs to be set to disabled. Next setting we're gonna look for is the right rear stop and position lamp usage. We're gonna edit that. Stop and turn. Right rear turn lamp usage. We're gonna change that to not used. We're gonna hit right. We're gonna hit the check mark. Then it's gonna ask us to cycle ignition off, then back on. Now all we need to do is hit the stop service button, and that's it.
Well, that concludes the installation. If you found this video helpful, make sure and give us a thumbs up. If you want to know more about the product, check the link in the description below. And as always, if you have any questions, call the experts or visit us online.